and you're continuing something that's reaching out to help other people, and that's where your spirituality after this domestic abuse and violence comes in, because you're doing something very spiritual. And by reaching out to help other human beings is a beautiful thing. And as I said, when I read the paper, and I said, this is a spiritual thing, and I contacted you, and I'm glad that we're here tonight doing this. Right. And I'm hoping that there will be people who will be reaching out to you, reaching back and saying, yeah, I want to come, I want to talk, I want to get out of this mess that I'm in. And I think that a lot of people too, though, don't want to get out of the mess because they know that getting out of the mess means getting out of the relationship. And if they're stuck in the relationship in one way or another.
And change is scary.
Yeah.
You know, one woman said to me, it's not that I like it, just, you know, it's not that it's comfortable, it's just, you know, it's happened to me my whole life and I'm used to it. You know, and I said, I understand that in a way.
But you can get unused to it to the point where you don't have to deal with it anymore. We're entitled to a happy life. We weren't put here to suffer. We weren't put here to be somebody's punching bag. We were put here to help each other and to enjoy our lives. And that's what we're trying to do right now. You girls are trying to help each other and other people by starting your support group and carrying it on. And I'm trying to help by helping you get the word out there. And I really am hoping that the people that are our audience here tonight that do need your help will come to you, because they have to. They have to. You have to, as we said, we can't say enough about how much you have to love yourself. Love yourself enough to say, I am not going to put up with this. I am not going to deal with this anymore. I'm out of here.
Exactly.
I really hope that people see this and decide to come to this group, because Bianca's been given the chance to at least put her ex-boyfriend away. And I didn't get that chance because society on Staten Island didn't allow me to do that. So when I read the article in the newspaper, I said, wow, this could be my calling. Like, I'm going to go to this group, and maybe I can get the message out that, you know, even though I couldn't stop him and, you know, people on Staten Island couldn't help me at the time, now I can help people, and nobody deserves it. You know, that's the thing. You think you deserve the abuse, and it's always your fault, and it's not. So
No.
I think that...
Well, it's a
just
problem
really
with
hope
Staten
people
Island, too,
come.
is that everybody knows everybody. And nobody wants to be associated with domestic violence. I mean, it scares the crap out of people. Just the word alone, you know. I mean, they don't want to come in. They're in the denial. They're ashamed of it. It's just shame. Everything with domestic violence is based around shame. And it's really sad, but, you know, you have to do something about it. And I feel extremely passionate about it. And I'm going to move forward as much as possible. And so I'm getting some assistance from, like, World of Women. And I'm going to see what happens, you know, try to branch out a little bit. But I really need people to start, you know, coming in and...
We're not going to say where your meetings are because, as you said before, you don't want, excuse me, the wrong people to find out. But you can say, what is your email address? It's on the end of the show, and it'll be up in the credits at the end of the show. So if you want to have a piece of paper and a pen handy so that you can contact Bianca and Courtney, so that, you know, to join their group, it would be a good idea if you are in that situation, because I'm sure that you'll get a lot of support. You'll get a lot of people who are in the same situation. You're not alone. You feel very much alone. You feel like you're the only person in the world, and the whole world is against you.
Sometimes we still feel that way.
Yeah,
you know,
all the time.
And we have a buddy system now, and, you know, you deal with it all the time. Every waking moment, even when you're sleeping, you have to deal with it.
And there's nothing more scary than trial. Like, I have trial in July. You know, it's really scary. It's really a horrible feeling, but I know I have people behind me now. And all of a sudden, my family came out of the blue, and they're supporting me. All of a sudden.
Good anyway.
And,
better late than never.
Yeah. So it's like, this is what you need. This is the first step, and it's a big step for me. And you know.
Well, you know, I think that a lot of times we're given different trials and tribulations because we can handle them. God won't allow anything to happen in your life that you can't handle. And whatever doesn't kill you will make you a better person, right?
Absolutely.
And so we go on and we do what we have to do.
Yeah.
And then we come out on the other side a better person, a more knowledgeable person, someone who's got some experience and is able to help other people, which is a beautiful thing, to be able to take your bad experience, turn it into something good for somebody else.
Exactly. Resilience, you know, and never mind. I lost it.
It'll come to you. Anyway, but we still got some time. No. Anyway, though, so did you want to talk a little bit about what had happened to you, what your experience was?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I dated this guy for 2 years, and the first 6 months we were together, he treated me like a total princess. You know,
Yeah.
bought me whatever I wanted, took me wherever I wanted to go, told me I was beautiful, and you know, really made me feel like I was someone special. And one night in January, we got into a fight, and he punched me. So I was living with my aunt in New Jersey at the time. I went to my aunt, I told her what happened, and she was like, please, you know, you can't be with this guy, get away from him. And I felt like he just made a mistake and he was angry and it was a one-time thing. So after a couple of weeks of being broken up with him, I took him back, and it continued for the next year and a half. I was his punching bag. You know, he tried to kill me 4 times.
Oh, no.
Tried to pull me through a windshield, choked me twice until I passed out, tried to run me over with my own car.
Oh, my God.
And I had no one. I had no family, no friends, no one to go to, because they got so tired of hearing me cry to them every time he hit me. They were just, you know, they didn't want to hear it. It was,
Well,
I got
what
that.
your solution was, and you just weren't doing it
Yeah,
yet.
because he made me feel like I didn't deserve better than him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said before, one day I just realized I don't want this anymore. I deserve better.
That's
and
right.
I needed to,
That's
I
right.
started to love myself,
Good.
which is something I never did. And it's, like Bianca said before, it's very hard now in relationships to trust men, you know, because I always think if I get too close or we get into a fight, I'm going to get hurt again, you know?
I can imagine that, yeah, that would go through your mind. Sure. So where is this person now?
He's still living his life like nothing ever happened.
But you know what? If he doesn't change, sooner or later, it's going to catch up to him.
Oh, yeah.
You're right.
It's inevitable.
And what you said before about sometimes an abuser was abused in his childhood, my ex-boyfriend came from a very good family, but he was a drug addict. So he would do drugs, and then I would pick him up to hang out, and he would come down off of his high, and he couldn't get a fix because he didn't want me to know that he was on drugs, so he would take his anger out on me. So really it wasn't like, you know, it didn't have to do with his family, it had to do with him and his addictions, you know,
Right,
and
right.
that's, he needs counseling, and he'll probably never get it, and I just hope that there's never
Well,
another victim.
You know what? Well, you can only pray that somebody else doesn't have to experience what you did, but chances are somebody will or is or has or whatever. But as I said before, it's going to catch up. I mean, you know, first of all, there's the laws of karma. You can't go around
Believe that.
you know, people. You can't go around doing things like that without it sooner or later going to catch up with you. Sooner or later, he's going to hit the wrong woman. She's either going to hit him back or shoot him or something. You know what I mean?
But you know what is funny too? Everybody says that you could bring them to anger management and that will fix it. It doesn't fix it.
No.
Because my ex went to anger management and he still broke into my apartment and tried to kill me again. So anger management doesn't necessarily work. It's more deep rooted than that. And you're probably not the first, and you might not be the last.
Yeah.
And the only thing I really want to say to people is, you know, there's survival, you know, beyond survival, there's living. You could still live. You know, it gets better. This isn't it. You know, especially if you're young and, you know, you're not married, which is a worst case scenario. But either way, you know, there's always an option or an out, you know?
There's always
and you
a
have
way,
to look
yeah.
for it and just try at least to,
Yeah.
you know, find out your options. And, you know, like I'm in a decent relationship now. I have a good boyfriend and, you know, I'm doing well. I'm getting a little better. My sleeping's still bad. I still have issues. But you know what? It gets better day by day.
Right.
And you have to have hope, and you know it's good to pray. I mean, it helped me tremendously.
Yeah,
and,
you were saying that a
I
lot
really
of
felt,
prayer.
you know, I'm very indecisive. I can't make my mind up anything, and this is one thing I never second guessed. You know, I felt like this was right. This is what I have to do, and you know, you just have to pray and listen to, you know, God.
Right.
And you know, I mean, I know it sounds ridiculous, but it worked
That
for me.
doesn't sound
You know, I really felt like I
ridiculous.
got a message, and I
Yeah.
acted on it, and it just feels right. And I've never felt, you know, strongly or more passionate about anything. So.
Well, that goes to show that this is what you were put here for. You were put here to, you girls were put here to experience what you experience so that you can reach out to help others that are experiencing the same thing. And I think it's a beautiful thing when you take a negative and turn it into a positive. And that's exactly what you're doing. What kinds of things are discussed at your meetings?
We just talk about, well, we always tell our stories. We tell where we are now, if it happened in the past, and just things we've witnessed, what people have said to us. I usually talk about what's happening with me now. People are coming up to me. The girls are so supportive. I mean, everywhere I go, girls are coming up to me, shaking my hand. I'm happy you're doing this, and we need to do this. But then I have men who come up to me, and they're attacking me.
Oh, no.
Totally attacking me. And it's
What do
really
you
makes
say when
me,
they say that, though? I
it
don't
makes me
really-
aggressive.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I either get aggressive or depressed, one or the other. I could either attack them, and I say, are you crazy? And then, or I feel like total crap. And I say, how could you say, why would you say this to me? Like, you think I want to hurt people? What am I doing? And it's just a lot of ups and downs, like a roller coaster. And
So you find more women are supporting you
women are
and
very
more men
supportive. And
are...
Staten Island women aren't supportive. They are brutal. They're cutthroat. And I cannot believe the way women are treating me, and young girls. A lot of young girls are saying, it's happened, everyone, it's happened to me, it's happened to me. And I said, can you come to the meeting? No. But it's happened to me. I'm glad you're doing it.
But why won't they come to a meeting?
People just don't want to. They don't want to take that step, and they're in denial, and or it's happened in the past. And I said, just come in, speak to people, tell them you lived through this, and you're okay. That's all I want you to do. It doesn't have to be you're stuck in a situation.
Right.
But they don't think of it that way, and they're not really into helping the community. They're into what looks good and this and
helping
that. You know how it
themselves.
is. These days.
Well, what would you do now if somebody came into a meeting and said, okay, I've come to the conclusion that I'm in a bad situation, I need help to get out of it. What would you, how would you help them?
I just always push the therapy. That's what did it for me. I say, you have to speak to someone, someone who's a trained professional. I'm not a trained professional. All I could do is sit here and listen and tell you that it's going to be okay. And so what we've been doing is just pushing everybody towards, church and therapy. And we have Safe Horizons who are going to come and visit our meetings. We have Seaman Society. So they have millions of options. They come in, they're going to talk to the group, they give out numbers and this and that, but a lot of the women are saying that they're not ready for that. They always say, I'm not going to a shelter, and I felt that way. I felt like there was nowhere for me to go. I don't want to go to a shelter. I don't want to go to a serious support group. It scares me. I didn't feel like it was it's serious, but I didn't feel like I was one of the people that should be in that support group. I felt like it was going to be, for other kinds of people.
Yeah,
and there was nowhere to go, and that's why I thought this was appropriate, because now you have somewhere to go that's not that intimidating,
I think some people don't understand exactly what like the details of domestic violence, because it doesn't have to always be physical. It could be emotional,
Yeah,
or
sure.
it could be
They could be
sexual.
browbeating you,
Yeah,
right, or sexually abusing, sure.
I was unfortunate enough to have to deal with all three of them.
Boy.
And you deal with that after. Years later, I'm still struggling with all of those issues.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think women realize, like, oh, my boyfriend slapped me once. That's not domestic violence. I'm not going to
Exactly.
come to your meeting and talk about it, But like Bianca said, I get a lot of support from women. Every time I tell the women I work with or my friends what I'm doing, they're really supportive of it. And the men are like, you're crazy, just drop it, move on, who cares? You probably deserved it, you're damaged, you're
you want
emotionally
attention.
disturbed,
You
or
want
you want
attention.
attention.
That's always the thing. What attention? It's the worst attention
Yeah.
in the world. Who wants this attention? I don't want it.
Right.
I didn't put my face on the front of the paper just so I could get attention. I'm not getting any good, book signing and $1 million. I just want things to change. That's what I want, And I hate that people say that. It gets me really angry.
I don't blame you. I
I'm
don't
just
blame you.
like-
I mean, you know that you've been through a lot. You know that you did nothing to bring on any of these things that happened to you. That there are people out there that are just abusers. Period. They're controlling people, and they have to have complete control over their significant other, and probably other people too. They probably have to have control over everybody around them, children, wives, girlfriends, whatever, and they just do it. And I know that, all right, when I read the paper and I saw you in the paper and what you're trying to do, and I said, I can help because I know I have a wide audience, and I could bring your information to people. And then right next to it is the article about the man beaten by girlfriend. And she turned around and hit him in the head with a frying pan. put him in the hospital. All right, yeah, and it does happen. There are women who are abusers also, and it happens. Yes, it's not as prevalent as men being abusers, but you know, you have to think about it. When I heard that, I said to my first thought was, he must have really been annoying her, you know, because it's a human thing to think, well, what did this person do that brought on this person hitting him in the head with a frying pan, okay? Putting him in the hospital, giving him a concussion or whatever she gave him. And you know, I guess it's a natural thing to say, well, but we do realize that there are people out there who are just naturally abusers, and those are the people you have to stay away from. You were fooled because for 6 months this guy treated you like a queen, and then all of a sudden when he knew that he had you, and that's what happens very often. A person can be the nicest person in the world, and the minute they know that they have you, they figure that they can do whatever they want after that, and that you're not going anywhere because you're locked in. What they don't realize is that there are a lot of women out there who will drag themselves out of that relationship, who will become strong enough, and who will turn around and say, bye-bye, honey, I'm not putting up with this anymore, you are history.
And a lot of women a lot of men have confronted me and said that their wives or whatever have used it against them. They've used the laws of domestic violence and everything in their favor. Like they've never been abused and they're, you know, blackmailing their husbands. And I hear that a lot. So I'm not totally, you know, one-sided with this. You know, I feel like there's all kinds of abuse to all kinds of, you know, all sexes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm hearing that a lot, which is really horrible as well. Because
you're saying that people are making up abuse?
Yeah, they're making it up as well.
Really?
There's a lot of people have been saying that. And that's another issue too, you know, to speak about. I think that's horrible.
Yeah,
you know, for a lot of us, we haven't gotten the legal
It's insulting
side of it.
to us
Yeah.
because
You've actually
how do we
experienced
expect
it,
people
and
to
here's
take us
these people-
serious if
Right.
some woman's lying and saying her husband hit her
And
to
when he
get something
didn't.
out of it?
Yeah, just
you know?
right.
to
It's
blackmail them to get
insulting.
money or whatever they're doing. I don't know. But when the men approach me about that, I'm like, I'm not married. I didn't get it. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So you got to be open to both sides, and that's what we do, and that's what the group is. It's not one-sided. It's not, you know, ignorant to that.
Yeah, we're not like men bashers.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Well, neither am I. I mean, I do like men. It's just that there are some people out there you got to be careful of. That's
Yeah.
all, you know. Well, Courtney was saying that her guy kind of got away with it, but not for long.
No.
Believe me, it's going to catch up to him.
You're right.
And you'll probably hear about
Karma.
it. Karma, that's right.
I'm
And
not
you'll
gonna
hear
lie.
about it.
I check the newspaper every day to see if he's ever going to be in there.
And someday you'll find
I
him.
know.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Now, your ex-boyfriend, he's...
Oh, well, I pressed charges the first time, and I didn't want him to go to jail because I didn't know he beat up his ex-girlfriend, so I figured it was me only. And I wanted him to get anger management, so I got an order of protection, and I got an anger management program for him for 6 months or whatever. And when he got out, we talked. I thought, he wanted to apologize. I wanted to forgive him. I really wanted to. And I thought, you know what, maybe he's better. I'll talk to him. We'll talk about his steps. I really wanted him to, get normal again. I really cared about him. I cared about him,
You thought that
sincerely.
maybe you could even
really,
still
I
make
was
a go
infatuated
of
with this
it.
person. I thought we had a future together, and it was a big shock. So we spoke again, and then sooner or later, we got into a fight. And, a couple of days later, he broke into my apartment when I was sleeping, and tried to kill me.
Oh, wow.
So I pressed charges again. And when I pressed charges this time, I already had an order of protection, and the cops didn't know it, and they were like, let him go. Why are you doing this to him? And I was like, I was sleeping. Then they wrote in the report that he was sleeping in the bed with me. Really,
no.
the things that I've been through are just, and I was like, okay, so I wasn't going to press charges again, but then I finally found out that he did it to his ex, and I got it. I got the motivation I needed, and I said, that's it. Now we're taking this all the way. And so now it's going to be in July, and we have the trial. And I did, because I was weak for a minute, and I said, okay, let's give him an offer for probation, a year probation. So if he messes up on his own, nothing to do with me, he'll go to jail. And I thought that was great. He'll mess up eventually. It won't be my fault. He can't come kill me. But when they read my article, the DA's office called me and said that that is not the offer anymore. They changed it, and no matter what, he's going to jail.
Oh, wow.
And I had nothing to do with that. I didn't really want it, but you know what? Now I think about it reasonably. Consequences. That's what it's about. When I do
These
something
are the
wrong, I
natural
pay.
consequences of his own actions.
You're
That's
saving
it.
someone else from.
And you cannot, that's right. She's probably
being his
saving
punching
somebody
bag.
else, yeah. And these are the natural consequences of his own actions, and there is nothing
And
for
there's
you
nothing I could do. I can't feel
nothing-
bad about
hey,
it anymore.
no, you shouldn't feel bad about it. You shouldn't.
It's tough. It's really tough, you know, doing that to somebody because you don't ever want to hurt them. You're not the abuser. You know, I'm a good person. I cared about him, you know? And it just hurts me to do anything. And I felt like I was being vicious or, you know, aggressive, and I wasn't. It's just you have to protect yourself. You can't live in fear. It's no way to live. I'm living a horrible life. Every noise, I think he's coming in. I can't sleep. I mean, you know, it's horrible. It's really unfortunate. But you have to survive, and you have to keep yourself safe. And that's most important. You have to think about yourself.
Well,
and it's a hard lesson to learn.
Self-love,
It's okay to be selfish every once in a while.
For your safety.
That's right.
At least.
No.
Be safe. And
Oh, it's definitely okay to be selfish, to think about yourself, because of course you're not going to just allow somebody to use you as a doormat.
It's not fair.
You can't do that. It's not fair. You have to think about yourself, love yourself, and take care of yourself and protect yourself. And that's the point that we're trying to get out here, so that other people, especially you women out there who are in that type of a relationship, do something to help yourself. Do something to drag yourself out of it and make your life better. And these two ladies that are with me are here to help you do that. So please, at the end of the show, watch the credits, and you'll see a page at the end with all the information on how to contact them and maybe get involved in their meetings and help yourself. Going to a support meeting, you would be surprised how much that will help you, because you will be with other people who are in the same boat, who understand you, who aren't going to criticize you, who are going to give you support, even if it's only verbal support. But you'll walk out of these meetings and you'll feel like you are somebody, that you're not just somebody's punching bag, and that you deserve for these things to happen, because you don't. You don't deserve for somebody to be punching you and abusing you mentally and emotionally and putting you down and making you feel inferior. That's not the life God put you here for. He put you here so that you can help others and enjoy your life and be happy. And you're not going to do it if you're allowing somebody to beat up on you. And that's it.
That's it.
That's it in a nutshell, right?
Every Monday night.
Every Monday night.
I worked like hell to get this room, and I need people to come. I really worked hard. It was
all right,
really
you see?
difficult.
Bianca worked very hard to get this thing going so that she can help people like yourself who are in a situation where you need somebody to help you. She worked hard. She's working hard to keep this going so that people can be helped. So if you're a person that needs this kind of help, then go. We have here the coffee talk with Bianca DiMitri right on the screen with a telephone number. It's a different number that's at the end of the show.
Either number is fine.
So we have, all right, well, there'll be two different telephone numbers. But in the meantime, though, this is for you. This is here that if you are in this kind of a situation, do something to help yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself more than you're being loved, so that you can help yourself. And you know, if you have children involved in everything too, it's even more important for you to help yourself, for you to go to these support meetings and do something to help you and your family.
Or even if you want to just come and help us get the word out, that's more than enough. Just help get some flyers and help us put them up. I'm putting them up everywhere, all the restaurants and nail salons and hair salons. That in itself is huge.
In other words, then you could use some volunteers.
Definitely. Just to get the word out, that's all I want. Yeah, I already raised the money. I raised all the money I need. And I might do a fundraiser at the end of the summer. Courtney and I are putting it together, so that's going to be coming soon. But, you know, just come and just help me tell people about this. And, you know.
All right, so you hear now. Bianca and Courtney could use your help too. If you can go and deliver flyers, if you live in a neighborhood where there's a lot of stores that you can bring flyers to and help get the word out. We're of the understanding that Staten Island is having a big problem with domestic violence, and so if everybody, whether you are involved or not, whether you are a victim or not, help.
And listen to your friends.
Listen to your friends.
You have to be aware if your friend's coming around, she has a black eye, or she's really down and out, she looks like she's getting hurt. Pay attention to that. It's very important. She could be dead one day. You know, you could be Dina Tush and one day your daughter is dead, and that's it. You know, you have to pay attention and be aware of the problem.
Right, and if you do have a friend who's having that kind of a problem, don't ask them what they're doing wrong. Just give them support.
Don't turn your back on them. Always be supportive and just be their friend, you know, because if you're not there, that person's going to be alone, and it might be a little harder to leave
That's right.
the abuser.
That's right. If you have a friend that's being abused, it's very important for you to give that friend a lot of support and encouragement to get out of that relationship, whatever it takes.
And please check our website.
Check
we
the
were
website.
donated the website by Gordon and Cheryl McLeod, and you know, it's free, and we're gonna have all the events on the website and also the sessions, stuff like that. So if they just check it periodically.
Okay, at the end of the show, watch for the page with the website, the telephone number, the email address. I want to thank you ladies for being here.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for having us.
It's my pleasure. My heart goes out to people in this situation, and I hope very much that a lot of you who are in this situation will take advantage of the help that's being offered to you right here and now. Have a good night.